I think the chair is on mute.
Jerry, you're on mute.
I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, but we can't hear you.
Press the thing you tell me you're waiting for Sean.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Sean. He said he's about a minute or so.
Okay, it looks like we're good whenever you want to start.
All right, we'll start right now. The April 14th meeting at CDA, please come to order. Want to take roll call?
Wayne Clark,
Yes.
Karen Gale,
Here.
Don Namer,
Here.
Alderman Chaplesky,
Here.
Alderman Haas,
Here.
Chris Sogstad,
Here.
and Jerry Motter.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Next item, approval of the minutes of our previous meeting, March 10th meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Minutes stand approved. Let's see, the first item on the agenda will be election of chairperson and vice chairperson.
I'd move Jerry for chairman.
Second.
Are there any other?
Nominations.
Yeah.
Any other nominations?
Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations?
Nominations are closed.
Nominations are closed.
Jerry, I think you're on mute again.
Yeah, we want to vote now, please.
Aye.
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 Jerry Freaks present, votes present. Thank you. Election's closed. We have vice chair. Do we have nominations for vice chair?
I nominate Wayne Clark.
I'll second it.
Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Nominations are now closed. We'll take election total.
Aye.
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 Congratulations, Wayne.
Thank
You're our
you.
new vice chair. Thank you.
Appreciate your support. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody that voted for me too also. Item 3, resolution relative to the proposal amendment of development agreement between the Community Development Authority of the City of West Allis and Cobalt Partners LLC Tax Increment District number 16 within the South 70th Street corridor, West Corridor. Mr. Stevel.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just want to note that on the screen before you, you can see the building on the right, the East Office Building on South 70th Street. That's
Yes.
about 80% or 75% down now. But I'm going to have Sean give an introduction to this issue, and then we'll go into closed session and discuss it further. Sean?
Thank you, John. As you're all aware, the development is well underway. John had noted the status of the demolition of the east side office building, west side office buildings. There's also construction going on in those buildings. The main 7-story building is obviously the renovation is complete, and they're just sort of working their way to the north along the west side, as well as construction continues over there. They're pulling permits. They'll begin construction on the balcony for the event space, and begin construction on that very shortly. They have their paperwork in for the permits, and everything is pretty much a go on that. The next phase, obviously, after the demolition on the east side, is for the hotel, the Home to Suites Hotel, and then that is essentially, kind of encompasses sort of the phase one of this development. The slide that you see here shows the guarantee that they have towards that phase of the development. Essentially 21.1. You can see how it breaks down the 7.1 on the rehabbed west side, the 8.5 million towards the hotel, and then the $5.5 million land values. So they've currently in the current agreement, guaranteed that, and then along with that, there's an agreement in regards to the park that's currently in place. The developer must either keep the northern 2.2 acres of park area as undisturbed, or if they want to develop it, they must give us 6 months notice that it plans to develop it, and then find a 3-acre parcel within a defined area of 70th to 76th Street in that neighborhood for a 3-acre park. So that's what the agreement is kind of currently set up, sort of the basics of it. This just shows the exhibit that with the park area on the north end, the 2.2 acres, and then the currently, kind of developable area to the south of that. And then this just sort of lays out when different things come online, are supposed to come online throughout the development. Now, as we know, the reason that this is before us is the developer has run into some different environmental issues, both in soils, asbestos, and with lead paint, and is seeking a loan towards those things. I think that kind of concludes my open session portion of this. I don't know if John or Patrick want to add anything.
I think you're just fine, Sean. If there's not any questions now, we can go on to the next item, Mr. Chairman, and then we could discuss this further in closed session.
Mr. Stevel, you have the floor.
Thank you. On development opportunity in the area of 102nd and National, and we'll discuss that more in closed session. And Patrick may have a few opening comments. Patrick?
Thank you, John. What you see here on the screen is National Avenue. It's the diagonal with the exits from the interstate I-41, and then Lincoln Avenue to the north, where the former Weir building stood and what's been demolished, and the new Holiday Inn Express is under construction, and actually moving along to the point where they're adding carpeting and other amenities on the inside already. We're going to discuss in closed session a concept that could possibly develop around 20 acres of land in this particular area. Yeah, that's enough.
Thank you, Patrick.
Mhm.
We'll go into closed session now.
We do have one open item, if you want to take that up first before going into closed session.
Item number 5, resolution to consider Beloit Road Senior Living Complex proposed rent increased. Mr. Stevel.
Mr. Chair, annually, the Community Development Authority, as the city's housing authority, and as the managing member of the Beloit Road Senior Housing LLC, has an annual rent increase. I'll let Patrick handle this. Patrick?
Right. Right now, our current rents at Beloit Road are $620, and we're looking to increase the rent by $80 up to $700. There will be no impact to the tenants, as this is a calculation that will be used under our Housing Choice Voucher Program. And the HAP payment, or the housing assistance payment that goes to each tenant, will be supported through federal dollars. So the $80 increase would not affect the individual's portion of their rent. The $80 will come all from the federal rent, based on what the fair market rent is, et cetera. We did a market review of rents in West Allis of other comparable buildings, and we saw that the rent was around $700, $725, if not higher. And we thought the $700 was a good rent for this area, and it's still below market for the units and the services that are provided.
With the Section 8 program that we have each tenant on, the tenant pays 25% of their income. And that's all that they pay. So it doesn't make a difference what the rent is. It's just they pay 25% of their income or 30% of their income. Now we have to keep our rents reasonable, and that's one of the reviews that our housing staff goes through. And that's why there's no impact on the tenants.
I had a slide with these details, but I don't know where that went. So.
Thank you, Patrick. Are there any questions regarding Patrick's?
Is this something we vote on?
Yes.
May I have a
I'd
motion?
move approval.
Second?
Second.
Been approved and second. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution passes. We'll now go into closed session. Item 4, discussion relative to proposed development